one of the very new YouTubers I've been watching lately, Loista. He does why rappers are scared of Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar is terrifying.
Here's the thing. I saw this on Twitter, by the way. I know I'm already starting the video, but I saw this on Twitter. They said Drake is more versatile than Kendrick, but Kendrick is more creative. Honestly, creative is more powerful than versatile. Because what they meant by versatile is different genres. Oh, you could do pop, hip hop, whatever, right? Like that kind of stuff. Like, you could go different genres. Okay, yeah, fair. That's fair enough, right? If that's what you call it, versatile, more genres. All right, fair. But to be honest, creativity is way more powerful than being able to do different versatile like style, in my personal opinion. Creative wise, you're doing like your different styles of rhythm, storytelling, aggressiveness, tone. Bro, this is why Kendrick Lamar is a way better artist, hip hop artist. I gotta be clear, hip hop artist than Drake. He's way better because he does all the things. And also, I think like Not Like Us proved that Kendrick could literally make like catchy bangers with ease. He literally made an anthem of Kendrick Lamar being a PDF file and it went viral. I'm just saying. So it's like, Drake can make hits, right? And he gets a lot of help from other people. He writes a lot of trends. Kendrick Lamar could make hits on his own thing, on his own creativitiness. He doesn't need to write up cocktails of other people who are getting like attention or getting like. This is why I never liked Drake. I always call him the chameleon of hip hop because he was never really a true hip hop artist, or not even that. He was a vulture of music in general, not just in hip hop in general. I do understand sometimes you gotta diversify your portfolio, right? To do some like music with other like overseas. Obviously, I do understand that, but the way that he goes about it is really like it's vulture shit, right? I've been saying this for years, way before the beef. That's why I never liked Drake. I stopped listening to him like literally since like 2010, 2012 because it's like, yeah, this guy's just annoying now. It's like for me personally, as another certified hip hop culture specialist, I would say this shit. P Diddy is not the culture, pretty much. Yes, he's not the culture. He's never been the culture, man.
To his fellow rappers.
Biggie Smalls was. P Diddy just ride the wave of Biggie Smalls.
Not just in the wake of his recent activity, but long before he was ever as battle-tested as he is now. At the minute, hip-hop is basking in the landscape where he destroyed Drake so savagely that his name is now being used as an acronym to warn others.
Don't rap against Kendrick ever.
Yeah.
You didn't sit home with the fucking BlackBerry or the bum composition book and write acronyms for your own fucking name.
But while Drake's defeat at K-Dot's hands has proven exactly why so few have gone at Kendrick.
We got a new Pete Rock / Common album dropping this week, I think, or at least a single. Oh, really? Oh shit! I didn't know Pete Rock was still doing music. I'm gonna be honest. Wait. Like, you just became a fan of hip hop? Like, are you new to hip hop genre? I mean, I could tell you some stuff. I've been a fan of hip hop for a while. So like,
Drake over the years, what is it that makes his reputation so
I fell off a little bit
within
years.
Well,
but,
there's actually a variety of factors that made it clear to the whole world that Kendrick wasn't a man to trifle with. My name is Luesta, and this is why rappers are scared of Kendrick Lamar. There's a lot of angles to tackle why Kendrick has such a reputation for being one of the MCs that you just don't attempt to rhyme against. But one of the main reasons is that the reverence that the culture has for him trickles down to the top of the industry. Co-signed by Dr. Dre and passed the torch to the West Coast by Snoop Dogg, The Game, Corrupt, and every other OG you can think of.
I'ma say this and I'ma mean this. Nigga, you got the torch, nigga, you better run.
Even the legendary Eminem once thought that his pen game couldn't possibly live up to the hype.
The thing with M was crazy to me, he kicks everybody out the studio. I took it as him kicking everybody out to see if that's really you writing raps that you're writing. You get what I'm saying?
With Eminem known to be upset at rappers who use ghostwriters, that's a pretty fair assumption. But as Ed Sheeran remembered, he soon found out exactly why K-Dot was given so many props by people that he respected.
Eminem, he'd heard that Kendrick Lamar was the best rapper, and he invited him to the studio to get him on a song, and he arrived and Kendrick came with all his mates. And Eminem said, I just want you in the studio, just you on your own. And then my engineer's going to come in and then record you doing it, but your mates aren't allowed in. And then Kendrick did it, wrote a sick verse, and then everyone came in to listen to it. And Eminem said he did it to test Kendrick because he thought he had a ghostwriter, and he then realized that he didn't, and then claimed that he was the best.
Ever since the two of them collaborated on Love Game off the Marshall Mathers
Obvious that, like, this is what I mean, man. With Drake, he needs a team, bro. No, I'm a long head. Oh, I've been listening to rap from the beginning. Oh, okay. So what you say, like, your new certified hip hop culture specialist? Oh, specialist. Oh, I didn't connect that. Okay, yeah, you're way more influenced than I am. All right, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, never mind, man. Like, I didn't. The specialist part didn't connect in my head for some reason. Yeah, my bad.
LP2, Eminem has known that Lamar is among the elites in the game. And in a rare show of vulnerability from Shady, he suggested that he would think twice about coming for Kendrick.
It's the same thing if I getting on the track with Kendrick. I can never tell what the fuck he's gonna do.
Right.
Because he is such a chameleon of styles, and he can fucking do pretty much anything, right? And he's so proficient at it, he's so good at it, and you don't know what you're gonna get. That to me is like a top tier lyricist, because it's like,
yeah,
you can get your ass kicked any day.
Besides overshadowing rappers on features, K-Dot never had this.
Bro, even Eminem was like, hey, man, I could go bar to bar, but do I want to go bar to bar? At this point of my career, nah, man, I'm chilling. I think that's why I think Eminem never really said anything about the Kendrick and Drake beef that I know of. He probably did say something like public. But like I'm telling you, man, like Kendrick Lamar is just way better. The thing is, Kendrick Lamar does more than just like catchy songs, and that's Drake's specialty. He just does catchy songs, right? And they're hits. So obviously, the general public is rather listen to a catchy song than like more like a deep, slow tone story of a song, right? Obviously, I get that 100%. But it's like I don't like it's like I don't understand how people are like. I was very surprised that people were like, Kendrick Lamar goes hard like this. I'm like, bro, you guys have not listened to his like albums at all. Then, like, holy shit! Like, not a lot of people like online, right? Like what was it? Academics at one point was like, bro, you guys didn't tell me he wrote like this. Like, he made that meme with the Rush Hour. I'm like, bro, have you listened to his albums like from like the beginning, even before the mainstream one? Like, what? KRS is giving out certificates because there are other teachers in schools claiming to teach up, but they have 0 credentials. Oh, really? Oh, wow. That's very interesting.
Square off with other MCs in the same way that Shady had to in his career, but he always insisted that he had it in him to tear a rapper to shreds, even after he became a mainstream star. His entire Section 80 campaign basically revolved around the claim that he would kill your favorite rapper. Then on Damn's Element, he issued a warning that
I was literally listening on the beginning of the stream, Section 80. F your ethnicity.
all they had to do was say his name and they'll see Candyman. Then, after winning a Pulitzer Prize, he let his colleagues know what time it was on Rich Spirit, where he told them to stop playing with him before he turns you into a song.
Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song.
Now, in the wake of Aubrey's demolition and J. Cole waving the white flag, we know that wasn't an idle threat, as over these past few weeks, he's left massive footprints on their legacies. As they struggle to pick themselves back up, you can imagine that no one will be stepping to Dot anytime soon. But long before everything that followed Kendrick's declaration of "fuck the big three, it's just Big Me" went down, rappers already showed a real reluctance to cross him. In fact, when they let their ego get in the way and spoke out against him, they usually decided to pay homage instead. Because although he had never really been in a battle until Drake thought he could take him on, he already proved how much his presence and the chatter around your career can do with Big Sean. In many ways, Big Sean is pretty much the reason why Kendrick is going at Drake in the first place. By now,
oh, by the way, Big Sean cannot let it go. To this day, he still does some interviews. Maybe because they still question him, I'll give it that. But to this day, he still talks about the Kendrick Lamar feature on his song. I forgot what the song was called, but it was the one where you call out all the rappers and this and that. Like, these are the top rappers. Here's the names of these rappers at the time and stuff. And and it was a way better like bars than like Sean's music. Or like in that song. I mean, honestly, like, he's not really like great rapper for me personally. I mean, that's just not my style. But yeah, he literally destroyed him on his own song. And that's what happened with like Jay-Z and Eminem. You know? Same thing would happen on that on what was it, Rebel, something like that. Yeah, Eminem did way better bars than Jay-Z. It's the same thing happened, but the difference between him and Jay-Z, they don't talk about that as much anymore. They talk about his other stuff that he does, right? Like his music and all that. And honestly, I'm gonna say this, and maybe it's so controversial. Little side note. I never thought that Jay-Z was never the top rapper at all. Ever since he came into the scene, he was never a top rapper. He was never the guy for like a year or 2 years, 3 years, nothing like that. He was never the top rapper at all. I mean, that's just for me personally, and also the numbers too, and also like the rappers at the time. Like he was never the top guy, in my personal opinion.
Now, we all know
Also-
about K-Dot's infamous verse on Control, where he hijacked Big Sean's track to let the whole industry know that even
there it
though he
is.
had love for them, he was trying to murder them and take their fans. At the same time, Big Sean insisted that he didn't even get bodied on the track, even though he opted to leave it off his Hall of Fame album that it was originally intended to be on. But he never really managed to escape its shadow.
I put that work in. Like, you're not gonna disrespect me. I hop on any track with
telling you.
anybody, and I will
telling you.
not only stand my own. You gonna know that it's my verse, and you gonna know
That's what I like.
in
Okay,
it.
now-
Except for Control. Kendrick watched you on Control.
No, stop it.
Sean, come on now.
Stop it.
Come on.
And how long ago was that? What year is this?
That were you right? You got you
Okay,
right. Everybody
okay.
improved. You're right.
Stop.
You're right. You're right.
But
And I still don't feel like I got washed anyway. Nigga.
Nah, you got watched on Control.
Whatever. Your
But
opinion.
in
See,
the-
that's what I'm saying. You can't focus on people's opinions. You know
Right.
why? Because that's gonna throw you off.
Although he never fully accepted that there was beef, Big Sean did attempt to throw subliminal shots at Dot from time to time. For example, on songs like Me, Myself, and I and No More Interviews, people felt like the Detroit rapper was aiming at Kendrick's rapping style. But as is often the case, Kendrick never even acknowledged that anything was going down. Then, on the Heart Part 4, he let the world know that he heard what was being said, and that if he kept pushing, Big Sean would get what he thought he wanted.
My fans can't wait for me to sun your punk ass and crush your whole little shit. I'll big pun your punk ass, you a scared little bitch.
While he never got a formal diss track dedicated to him, Big Sean was informed in no uncertain terms that Kendrick would come at his neck when
Kind of funny how he's like, bro, I'm giving you a warning. He did the same thing with Drake. Big Sean heard that warning. He was like, no, all right, you're all right, man. And then Drake heard the warning. He's like, nah, I'm going all in. Oh, shit. I just got literally, there's an anthem of me being called a PDF file. Like, shit. But I think he had that They Not Like Us in the chamber and did all of this as publicity stunt. I don't respect that. There was a gain of commotion for no reason. I disagree. Because like I don't understand like he did that as a publicity stunt. I would say like he did the. Are you talking about like because he started it with the diss on the Future song? If you think about it, it was actually Drake and J. Cole who started it with their music video that they made first. It wasn't Kendrick who did it first, because they made I believe it was Drake who dissed him a little bit on the song he made with J. Cole on the music video, because Kendrick turned down to be part of that music video or song. And so after that, like literally a year or so later, I don't remember full timeline, but yeah, after that, that's when Kendrick did drop the diss. So it was actually Drake and J. Cole. Well, technically Drake who dropped the first diss, like at least the hint of it. So it wasn't publicity stunt, in my personal opinion. I think it was Drake who started it all. That's why he gave him a warning. He literally gave him a warning multiple times, right? And then and then after he dropped that feature, Drake dropped like 2 songs, one with the AI and one with the push-ups, I believe, right? Or was it push-ups? I forgot their names already. But yeah, he dropped that, and then everybody was clowning on him for like 17 days because he was like, oh, he's not responding. Then after 17 days, he responded and destroyed Drake because the way he strategized his, I guess you could say, retaliation, I guess you could say, right? Because he dropped the Euphoria, boom, he did 616, boom, and then Drake dropped Family Matters, and then Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams, destroying Family Matters, not in the song perspective, but in the time-wise perspective, because it literally, like, everyone's all high out on Drake, and then 30 minutes later, it was like, damn, what did Drake say in Family Matters? I don't remember. And then after that, he just dropped Not Like Us. And then he probably changed some lyrics to put the Family Matters into the song and all that. So I personally don't think it was a publicity stunt fully, especially with hip hop beef. It just happened. hip hop beef is just like people just do subliminal disses until somebody just goes straight to you, and pretty much Drake did the subliminal diss, and then Kendrick was like, I'm tired of the subliminal stuff. Diss me hard if you want to come at me. Pretty much with the future diss, and then that's when Drake took the bait and he took it and he went with it and he lost. Just in my personal opinion. That's just me though. Obviously other people have other opinions, obviously. But that's why I kind of disagree. I don't think it was a publicity stunt.
Whenever he wanted to. Meanwhile, the control situation left such a permanent imprint on Big Sean's career that you can almost divide it between the time before that verse and everything that happened after. And in a move that has really set the tone for how people come out of the other side of squabbling with Kendrick, Big Sean speaks of him with nothing but admiration now, and basically acts as if there was never a problem in the first place.
The whole Big Sean Kendrick beef was going on. It was something I wish I would have spoke up about because there was nothing. So then I remember going online and seeing like, oh, is he talking about Kendrick? Because I'm talking about people who rap fast. I wasn't beefing with nobody.
Insisting that he didn't want any problems, Big Sean still had to acknowledge that the whole thing has haunted him for years.
And in every verse I do, people be like, oh, is this a response? Is this a response? And I'm like, it's like, damn, I can't even show no aggression. People think it's a damn response. It got to a point where somehow it was just a weird tension between me and him, even though it was already said it wasn't no beef because people made it that way, right?
Although Big Sean probably got the raw end of the
I don't know. I can't call it a battle with Drake, a hip hop battle at all. Oh, why is that? Oh, like in your opinion, why is that? I mean, I again, it's okay if you disagree with me. If you think Drake won or Drake has a better song, that's completely fine. Everyone has their own opinion of like who won it all. And again, I'm not one of those people who are like, no, you're wrong, you're this, you're being, you know what I mean? Like, or have like a full argument and all that, because hey, everyone has their own taste in music, you know?
deal out of control, there was another man on the track who goes by the name of Jay Electronica. And although he was regarded as one of the world's greatest MCs at the time, he didn't escape unscathed.
Is he hip hop?
Either. Basically, Jay Elect didn't appreciate the fact that people were saying Kendrick beat him on the track. In fact, he said that Dot was envious of him.
Kendrick will body you.
What?
Look, you couldn't pay Kendrick $1 million. Kendrick wouldn't tell you. Kendrick could tell you himself he couldn't body me. Kendrick, look, Kendrick is my son. Kendrick is my baby. Kendrick wishes that he could be me.
Followed up with his verse on The Curse of Mayweather, where he rapped, he got 11 Grammy nominations, y'all not equal, man fuck these white people, which refers to the amount of Grammys Kendrick won at the time. He followed it up with, my grandmother died at 82 scrubbing floors, and rappers still run.
The beef was a pop beef? I think that's more of like, in the case of Drake, I don't think it was a pop beef in the Kendrick Lamar, Kendrick Lamar side, because he did change his style. He went from like the Euphoria style to the Meet the Graham style, which is more dark and like low tone and stuff. And then he did the pop one, right? I would say the Not Like Us was like somewhat poppy, right? For sure. I mean, that's like, it was making more of like a anthem kind of thing. But 616 was also just another hip hop song, in my opinion. I think Drake was more of like a pop song, like artist they like try to do. I mean, he tried to do like, he really tried to do hip hop songs, but they were not good or not that great.
Running around begging for awards.
That finally matters.
Jay Elect looked like he was practically begging for problems. Then, from out of nowhere, he seemed to have a change of heart and was giving Dot his flowers all of a sudden. Lastly, peace to K-Dot and TDE, because regardless to whom or what, we're brothers fighting the same energy. Forgive my past energy. Although it's unclear what made him switch up like that, Jay, like many rappers we're going to discuss, was another man who folded on Dot when he was put to the test. For the most part, hip-hop's response to Kendrick's name drops on Control not only laid the groundwork for the Drake beef, but it also set the precedent for how rappers would tiptoe around him. At the time, there were tons of responses to Control, but they all seemed like they were carefully towing the line as to not go too far. For example, after feeling angered that Slaughterhouse were left out of the shoutouts, one of the group's members, Joel Ortiz, responded with the vicious track titled Out of Control, where he let Kendrick have it.
You the king of New York, little homie, you ain't the king of New York, you the next thing.
Slaughterhouse was good, right? It was good what they had. But goddamn Eagles, bro, destroyed it, dude. Eagles destroyed it. Joe Biden was never that great, in my personal opinion. But yeah, I think Slaughterhouse was the group that Eminem started, right? and it was good what they had. They had good stuff. Like, I think just egos just got in the way in that group. By the way, just side note.
But later on, he would do an interview with Vibe and say that he was actually saluting Kendrick for the most part. As for the notoriously fearless Joe Budden, he was hosting a live stream for the response track only to opt out and not release it. Amid responses from Papoose and others, Kendrick remained so calm about the whole thing that it would be impossible for it to not strike fear in their hearts.
How you feeling about all the comebacks lately from your control verse?
You gotta try harder.
So
You gotta
when
try
they all backed
harder.
down, it really made the whole culture realize that Lamar was to be treated with respect. Basically, there's always a caveat when it comes to K-Dot slander, rather than anyone really coming for his neck. I mean, just look at what happened to French Montana when he attempted to diss him. Over the
Oh my
years,
God,
French has had a few
French
things to say
Montana.
about Kendrick. First off, he claimed that he was being pushed by the industry.
Why you think Kendrick sells more than like street rappers?
Cause they position him like how they did in the Grammys as the new music. Well, I don't feel like that's, you know, it's not that it's not the right thing to do, but I just feel like you see, it's like the whole thing was like Kendrick night.
Then, more ridiculously, he said that he had more hits than him, only to be clowned relentlessly by the internet. If we just talking about anthems, me versus Kendrick hit for hit, I believe I can go neck to neck. I've been making hits for a long time. I love Kendrick. That's not just for Kendrick, that's for anybody they put in front of me.
Oh
However,
my God.
not everyone agreed with this.
I
I
forgot
mean,
about
even
that.
other rappers hopped on the bandwagon to mock him for it.
Stupid ass nigga say he got more hits than Kendrick Lamar. The man say he got more hits than me and Kendrick. Bro, your junk ass ain't got more hits than no motherfucking Kendrick, and you ain't damn sure ain't got more hits or anthems than me. You smoke hard, why you tripping? You on real dope.
But while he had smoke for Thug and engaged in a war of words with him over it, French Montana never tried to provoke K-Dot any further. And now, just like everyone else, French has since basically apologized for even thinking he could mess with him and said he was just in his feelings at the time.
I was just heated. I ain't win a Grammy for Unforgettable.
That's what it was?
Yeah, but Kendrick is my dog. Like, but just that one day at the interview, I was just so heated that I ain't win, and he was the winner. And I was just like, yo, but I fuck with Kendrick. I fuck with the whole team.
Opting to say that he was in the wrong, rather than say Kendrick had any part in it, this is a rare show of humility for a rapper. And while Cole has been taking all the flack for getting up on that Dreamville festival stage and saying that his 7-minute drill diss song towards Kendrick didn't sit right with his spirit and would be deleted off streaming services,
People clown him on that, dude, and I guess like somewhat understand in the hip hop world, like for him for backing out, but I never did. Obviously there's biasness, but I was like, when I heard his response, like, oh, like he doesn't want to deal with this hip hop beef. He wants to chill and kick back at a beach, right? And there's like a photo later on, the fans spotted him at the beach chilling. I'm just saying, like, I think he made the right move. He's like, bro, I really don't want to try and really like start beef with Kendrick Lamar. I'm chill. I just want to chill. I want to drink a pina colada. You know, hey, bro. I literally was like, yo, I agree why he did it. Like, hey, man, because I personally think J. Cole would have done a way better job than Drake, obviously, because J. Cole is also versatile in the hip hop world and rap. But that he didn't want to put in the work for that, right? Because he would have to put in the work, at least to go against Kendrick Lamar, right? He had to put in that work. But he's like, nah, man, all right, just have my piece.
I listen to it, and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace.
history shows that he's not the first person to make his apologies to Kendrick. And maybe fear of being dismantled on a verse wasn't the only reason. Although his immense talents on the mic are one major factor, French extending his love to Kendrick's whole team is important. Because as these rappers likely learned before going at his neck, messing with Kendrick requires you to go up against an army. And while Kendrick might have been a good kid in a mad city, he's got a whole city behind him. And there's something dangerous about Kendrick that not a lot of people speak about. Growing up in Compton, Kendrick was exposed to the gang lifestyle early on, and many of his best friends were active members. Then, after joining TDE, he suddenly found himself in the midst of the Bounty Hunter Bloods and Hoover Crips as he teamed up with fellow label mates Schoolboy Q and J-Rock, as well as a whole host of other
Wasn't
people
that time
who were
Schoolboy Q
repping
dropped an
sets.
album? You guys
Recently,
know?
Kendrick's gang ties have come under the microscope again, because if the rumors are true, Cole might have received a tip to back off from the beef that sounds not too dissimilar to what you'd see on the streets from Schoolboy Q. Reporting from Dreamville Festival, an unnamed source revealed that it was actually Schoolboy Q who allegedly warned J. Cole to stop beefing with Kendrick before the apology. I'm not specifying what kind of warning, whether it was a bullying move, a Debo-like maneuver, or just a friendly heads up. I think it was
a friendly heads up. I think people are just thinking too much of it. I think it was just a friendly heads up. That's just me personally.
Matters at this point. But based on what Punch, TDE's president, said, I think they gave him what he needed to hear to bow out of the battle with as much grace as possible. Whether he was letting him know what kind of heat K-Dot had in store for Drake with the abuse allegations, or telling him to ease up before things got dangerous, this whole situation proves that whatever Kendrick is getting involved in, the streets he grew up on have his back. In terms of gangs, Kendrick has long been rumored to have connections to the West Side Pirates. In addition to his affiliation to the red side of the city, Kendrick also has uncles who are Crips, several of which have served lengthy jail terms for gang-related activity and armed robbery, and he's still locked in with them to this very day.
Does the crew come out every time you come to Compton? Yeah.
As a result of his connections, as well as old pictures of Kendrick dressed in red, Drake's recent assessment that he isn't affiliated to a set on his new track Family Matters has been ridiculed by people from Compton, while at the same time respecting Kendrick's desire to withhold that from becoming a big part of his identity.
Drake says you don't bang a set, and he says the game bangs a set, even Chris Brown bangs a set.
He just don't know Kendrick.
That's what I'm saying. Like has Kendrick renounced his hood affiliation at a certain point?
Kendrick just don't be private and so like priding himself off of his gang culture. So I guess people think that he a non-affiliate. I don't know if we posted, but you know, hey.
But obviously, like the fact is Kendrick severely downplays gang affiliations.
The push-ups was in his hood, wasn't they? The push-ups
me,
that you talk about, they at the park.
Once again, the clues for Cali having his back have all been there in the music. On Section 80's Poor Man Dreams, Kendrick has a line where he says,
The city got my back, before that I give them my torso. You think about it.
Basically, what he's saying here is that he can say things with his chest because he knows that he has the city behind him. And when you look close at those videos of Not Like Us going off in the club, he should definitely feel more confident in that than ever.
Bro.
But while this could be taken literally for the whole state of California, that line may contain allusions to his gang ties. In an interview from back in the day, Snoop Dogg went into more detail about this.
It's just that he's a nice guy, so they have a problem with it because he doesn't have a gangster approach. But let me let y'all know, he got 100,000 motherfucking gangsters with him. So y'all better watch what y'all say. You understand what I'm saying? Keep it hip-hop, because that's what he did. He kept it all hip-hop.
In spite of the fact that Kendrick hasn't ever definitively said he was a gangbanger, what we do know is that there are times in his life where he moved like one. Back in the day, Dot tried to intimidate AD of the No Jumper podcast and Back on Fig because Kendrick thought he was from a rival neighborhood.
Hey, you want to know a crazy thing about Kendrick, bro? My first encounter with him, he thought I was somebody else, bro. He low-key tried to press me. Kendrick Lamar.
Who he thought you was?
Gorilla
He
Black?
from a different hood. I guess some niggas jumped him back in the day. And I came to the studio and he was mad. He was like, hey, you from Almond Block? And I was like, nah, but he was hot.
You banged on him back?
Where's Almond Block?
No, Almond Block is another hood in Compton. And I was like, nah, I ain't from Almond Block.
He thought you were lying.
And he was like, you is from Almond Block. I'm like, nah, I ain't from Almond Block, I'm over here.
He
was like, all right, and then we was cool after that.
But
he
he
was
say,
mad
oh,
though.
all right.
No, he was mad. Yeah, he was mad. Like if I was from Almond Block, he would have got his get back on me that day.
From the gang members which regularly appear in his music videos, the musical appears like mustard, proving that they'll throw away any other relationship to ride for his Cali comrade. Dot's status as king of the West Coast, and everything that entails it, would make anyone think twice before coming at him. But while there was speculation that Kendrick wasn't to be taken lightly, it's safe to say that this Drake battle has made that crystal clear. Although OVO stands like Maul or academics may argue otherwise, there's no denying that Kendrick washed Drake. Bearing the music itself, the fact that he overthrew Drake's record for the highest stream streams for a rap song in a day with a track where he calls him a sex offender, it's just diabolical. Now, fans are waking up to the fact that he just wasn't to be messed with. I knew Kendrick Lamar was a dude that needed to be left alone when that video of him doing burpees in a parking lot while listening to oldies dropped. Something is clearly wrong with him. Look at this fucking psychopath. His willingness to take a rapper out aside, what's happening to Drizzy these days further explains to why he wasn't challenged before now. Because while people have been throwing jabs at Drake for years, it doesn't matter if they don't hit the general public. But with Kendrick, you have a rare mix of someone who isn't just obscenely skilled, but also has the platform to slander you and reach huge audiences. It's the fear of embarrassment. He's a better rapper than almost everyone in the industry skill-wise. He can do both mainstream and underground style music when most artists just choose one and never change. Because he can immortalize you in a negative light in the form of a classic hit. If you needed proof that this is a real thing, just look at this school teacher's comments about the change in tone around Drake in the wake of Not Like Us dropping.
I, up until today, taught at a very Drake-centric high school. Rich Baby Daddy is the most frequently requested song to put on my class playlist.
Oh my God.
What they're listening to in their headphones? Drake. The week after the leak was a nightmare. But today I walk in and I feel that there has been a tectonic shift. Oh my God. This is a Kendrick school now. I polled my classes on what they thought, and they were ready to throw down for Kendrick. I had like one Drake defender in each class, if that. And honestly, I feel bad for those kids because they were getting screamed at.
As people move to the sides, he has even hit Drake in his pockets. According to Billboard, from May 3rd to May 6th, Lamar's discography earned around 50 million streams, up 49% from the previous Friday to Monday tracking period. Meanwhile, Drake's overall catalog is actually down when you similarly compare his streams from that weekend to last weekend and remove his 2 streaming available response tracks, Push-Ups, and Family Matters. Although Kendrick won't overtake Drake's streaming numbers as a whole, what is clear is that Kendrick's versatility has proven to be a weapon, and as Eminem suggested earlier, one of the reasons why it's not advisable to test him.
If you go through all these records, from Like That to Euphoria to 616 in LA to Meet the Grams to Not Like Us, none of those records sound the same at all. It's the widest range I've ever seen in the amount of time in any diss battle ever. When it comes to the rapping and the music, fuck all like the timeline or what's true and what's not true, who's rapping and who is putting out the better records. Kendrick Lamar checked every fucking box sonically that you could think of.
From his pen game to his potential gang ties, there are lots of reasons why Kendrick is feared, but the biggest reason of all should be how seriously he takes his craft.
I'm so passionate about hip hop, man. Like, I don't know what era everybody else come from, but I listened, man. Like, we played house parties, bro, every night. I love it to a point I can't even describe it. And when I heard these artists say they're the best coming up, I said, I'm not doing it to have a good song or one good rap or a good hook or a good bridge. I want to keep doing it every time, period. And to do it every time, you have to challenge yourself and you have to confirm to yourself that you're the best, period.
This explains the responsibility he feels to uphold standards, as well as why Drake taking the culture without giving back bothers him so much.
This is not something you just play with, you know, get some few dollars and get out, you know. People live their lives to this music. It's my partners in the hood right now. They listen to rap every day because it's the only thing that can relate to their stories and their tribulations. You have to take in consideration what you write down on that paper. And if you're not doing it to say the most impactful, you're doing it to be the best you can be for the listener, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Always one to keep his sword sharp, Kendrick would never allow himself to lose with that kind of mindset. In a genre where other rappers lose their hunger over time, K-Dot has always stayed as determined to prove himself as when Overly Dedicated dropped. At the same time, never bothering anyone unless he feels provoked. To explain why Kendrick is among the most feared rappers of any era, we need to borrow a
I wonder what his new album's gonna be, by the way.
If you want peace, prepare for war. Whether you may realize,
I mean, like, bro, I wonder what his album's gonna be, like, number-wise. And I know people are gonna say, oh, it's gonna go up because, like, the whole Drake beef and all that. Well, it is what it is. But I will say this, a lot of people are way more excited for a Kendrick album right now than a Drake album. Because Drake did say he's gonna drop some music around summer, like you know, summer hits and stuff like that. So, and he has to because his contract, I believe, is pretty bad. I believe. Well, he made a lot of money, but he doesn't own none of his music, so I think it's bad.
Realize it or not, Kendrick stays ready. And after destroying Drake, he's probably bought himself a whole lot of that coveted peaceful life for decades to come. Unless someone is stupid enough to ignore these warnings and try him again.
I think Drake's gonna do it's gonna be like part 2 with Drake. This man made an anthem calling Drake and everyone is singing and dancing to it. It goes #1 on music. Right? I knew Drake was never gonna out rap Kendrick, but holy hell, he magic cured him. Kendrick Lamar is one of the goats. It's no longer debatable. Certified boogeyman. Remember when Drake tried bringing up his own minor lover allegations on tailor-made freestyle because he thought it would make them less skating? Kendrick Lamar on video coverage scared. Kendrick Lamar, John Wick of hip hop. do not disturb his peace. He will bring you war. They were J. Cole, man. He was like, yo, I'd rather be peace. I'd rather have peaceful, man. Is what Tupac would have been if he was still alive? I can see the comparison of that. Honestly. Is Tupac? I don't know. Like, I mean, even Tupac wasn't from the West Coast, so I think Kendrick is the West Coast rapper. If you think about it, because Tupac was from New York, right? So like, he just went into the West Coast more. Ever since the whole beef with Biggie Smalls and all that. So I don't know. Hey, look at White Kendrick Lamar secretly hates Big Sean. Anyways, good video. Like I said, I love his style of videos. I recommend him. If you guys want to see more about like hip hop and all that. The reason it doesn't show that I'm subscribed is because I'm in a different browser, by the way. But yeah, it's like I've been watching a couple of his videos. It's all hip hop based, really. So yeah, if you guys want to watch this, actually I might as well just subscribe with this account too as well. You never know, right? So I'm using this account more. But yeah, I recommend this channel if you guys want more hip hop stuff.